We can't wear being busy as a badge of honor when it's actually destroying you. Hello, and welcome to A Friend Like Me podcast. I am your host, Shariel, and I started this podcast because everybody needs a friend like me. Today's topic is all busy is not good busy. And I learned this the hard way this summer. But before we get into the main topic, I have my first segment, which is called What I've Noticed. And what I've noticed is that when you go to the store for something specific in a specific area, when you finally get there, there's always somebody already there, conveniently. So an example of this is I went to Dick's Sporting Goods to surprise my coworker because she lost her Yeti water bottle, and those are pricey. So I was like, I'm going to surprise her with a new one. The Yeti she had was a specific size and a specific color. So I go into Dick's Sporting Goods. There's not many people in the store. But once I go to the section with all the Yeti water bottles, the lady is standing there. And not only that, she's standing in front of the color that I need to get, a seafoam green. I'm like, what are the odds of that? And not only that, she's taking her sweet time. So by the time I get there, I know you've probably been standing there already for 5 minutes. She still didn't make her decision. And it has a list of the prices based on how many ounces the water bottle is. And there's only so many colors. There's about 7 colors. I don't understand how it's that hard to make a decision. And she's standing very close to the water bottle. So if I go in front of her to grab one, I'm a jerk because I'm basically crossing her boundary, entering her bubble. But I literally browsed in another section, acting like I was looking at something else, just so I wouldn't interrupt her. And she still wasn't done. So after 3 minutes, I'm going to stand next to you because it's time for you to go. Decide what you want so I can get my water bottle so I can leave and go home, okay? So let's get into the main topic, which is all busy is not good busy. When I tell you I have been a victim of hustle culture, I am not exaggerating. First of all, I don't believe you should grind all the time. I'm a hard worker, but you should never grind to the where you're depleted. And I've been depleted. I was thinking getting 2 jobs was a good idea this summer, right? And it just took over my life. I was so busy all the time. I barely had time to eat nutritional foods. I barely had time to do anything that I truly cared about, outside of work. And I came to realize I'm very unhappy at that time. Thank God, I adjusted my schedule, which we'll get into later. But when I first planned this out, I originally already had a first job and it was in the daytime. And I was thinking, okay, let's make some extra money by getting a nighttime job because they don't interfere with each other. I'm thinking, I have a 2 to 4 hour window in between the jobs and I can handle working double shifts in a day. And when I tell you it was a nightmare, I did not have a day off for about 41 days in a row. I didn't get to do anything that I truly enjoyed, and I didn't even realize it until one day I was driving in my car and I parked outside my house and I was like, wow, I haven't taken a ride. I like to ride around and see scenery and nice houses and stuff like that. I thought to myself, I haven't even had the time to enjoy the scenic area that I live in, especially in the summer. And that's sad. I haven't had time to really eat well, to really drink enough water, to really think about anything for my business. I was thinking, I'll make this money so that I can afford to hire help for my business. How can I hire help for my business if I'm always at work? I can't even get on the phone to talk to people. So it just literally just backfired. And it needed to happen because I realized I was very, very busy, but it was actually unproductive. And a lot of us think that if you're busy, you're being productive, but that's not always true because the things I actually cared about weren't progressing. My business wasn't progressing. I didn't have time to make podcast episodes. I didn't have time to make YouTube episodes. And when I did have time, I didn't want to spend it making content or clothing because I'm like, I'm only going to have a few hours to myself. I'm going to relax. My body was tired. There's times my hair was neglected, or I'm just neglecting myself in general because I'm not doing anything I enjoy. I enjoy baking. I enjoy cooking. I barely cooked during those 41 days. When I was baking, I had to rush. We all know you can't rush baking. You got to make things with love. I didn't even have time to do that. And it was like, this has to change. Just because my bank account looks good, quote unquote, I don't have my time. And also, I'm not spending time my way. I believe you should always work hard, and there's a time and place where you have to grind it out sometimes, but your schedule, your lifestyle shouldn't be grinding all the time. If you're constantly grinding, you need to make an adjustment because I don't care who you are, you're going to burn out. And this is even for things you love, like your business or taking care of your children, working out too much. If you are always busy doing certain things, it's not good. You need to take a break. And it's so important for us to pause from life. And it's even crazy, like say you're a socialite or you like to network and you like to go to different events or people are always inviting you out. Sometimes you need to say no, because also besides being busy working and, trying to save money, we can be busy to distract ourselves from things that we really need to handle, like cleaning your house, cleaning your car, being busy to distract yourself from heartbreak. So your boyfriend just broke up with you and now you just want to go to the bar. You always want to go to the hookah lounge to distract yourself. Or you're just not happy in life, so you like to go out a lot with your friends. It's like we have to face the stuff we're running from that we like to call being busy. Or sometimes you're a people pleaser and you're always busy because you don't say no. That's a thing that I had to learn. I have to say no because half the time when I was busy, it was because of somebody else. I said yes to something. And now I'm obligated to help somebody when I'm the one that actually needs help. I need helping hands and favors, but people are coming up to me asking for favors, and multiple people at that, asking me about information, actually helping them with what they do. We can be too busy helping others and not ourselves. We can be taking other people's children to events or helping out a family member, whatever it is, lending a helping hand with whatever. If you're always constantly saying yes to people's favors and going to their events, that takes time and energy. And when you're mentally burned out, you can't do anything. Your body could be ready to go, but if your mind is cluttered, if your mind is overwhelmed, if your mind is tired, you cannot progress. And a lot of the times we think because we're busy and it seems like we're in motion, we're progressing, but we're actually doing the opposite. We're counterproductive. Like we think we're being productive, but we're being counterproductive. So when you're grinding too much, you don't even realize that you're slowly slowing down until you completely break down. So say you have a whole stint of 3 to 5 months where you're grinding it out. You think you're getting all this stuff done, but in actuality, you don't even realize you're operating on like 30 to 40%. But if you took rest, if you actually paused sometimes and just relaxed, when you start working again, you're rejuvenated and you can work at that 90% to 100% level. But we've been tricked by hustle culture that we always need to go, go, go. And that's not always true. Sometimes you need to rest. We can't wear being busy as a badge of honor when it's actually destroying you. There's times where we have to survive, so you have to hustle. But if you just take a little bit of time to just rest and let your mind not be so chaotic and run from here to there, you can devise a plan on how to not have to live that type of lifestyle anymore. There's times where I've sat down and I'm like, okay, if I create this certain product, I'll have to make X amount of them and that will cover this certain bill that I have to pay. And then I wouldn't need this second job. But I can't think like that if I'm always on the road, if I'm always from this job to this job, bouncing back and forth. So I had to ask my boss at my second job, can I have half the days that I had? I had 4 days and I asked for 2. And other people are like, oh, you're losing money, blah, blah, blah. Okay, temporarily I'm losing money, but I'm getting my time back. And when I have my time back, I have peace of mind, I'm happy again, and I can actually put action toward what I really want to do, which will be lucrative in the end. And even for you, it doesn't have to involve business, but think of your schedule and how you can change it so that you're not always running around. You cannot live like this. Take care of yourself, take time for yourself, and don't feel guilty when you say, no, I can't go, or not this time, or I can't do this favor for you right now. Think about you, because all busy is not good busy. It's not. It's good busy when I'm busy taking care of me. I'm busy getting my nails done. I'm busy going to the gym. I'm busy cooking so that I'm eating good food, not fast food. That's how crazy it is. We literally half the time we're eating in our car. That's how busy our lives can be. And it's like, we shouldn't be living like that. Eating food, it should be a time of like nourishment where you take your time, you're eating it, you're enjoying it, you actually tasting the food, not just scarfing it down. We have to change our lifestyles, because even though it seems like we'll be moving slower, we're going to be happier and our productivity level will increase substantially. So that's all I have to say for the main topic. And now for my last segment, which is called A Song to Expand Your Attention Span. Usually I pick a song that's longer than 3 minutes, but I had to make an exception for this song because it's a classic, and it is Sitting on the Dock of the Bay by Otis Redding. Thank you for listening to my podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this was helpful, and enjoy the rest of your week.